Welcome back to Under Oath. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Sitting next to me is my partner, Craig Lynd. We take a lot of crap. A lot of internet trolls upset. They don't like when you tell them the law. They don't like to know certain things like facts and law.
We have trolls that don't like us? I can't imagine.
Oh, yeah, they hate us.
Hate us?
They hate us because we give them the bad news.
Oh.
And then they go, what do you guys know?
Oh, they think we're just wrong in general?
Like I just saw this video. And it's a terrible video, and I'm going to take a little heat on it. And I don't care, because anytime a lawyer does something in court that makes them look like a complete buffoon, I don't care whether you're Republican, you're Democrat, you're straight, you're gay, whatever.
You're going to make fun of it?
Anytime they have to take you out in handcuffs and you say some crazy crap, that's on you. There was a family law case. It just so happens that one of the attorneys on the other side was trans. And the judge kept telling him to shut up. And here's the deal. When a judge tells you to shut up, what do?
You shut the hell up.
You shut up. Well, you understand I got rights. Okay.
No.
If you actually said that, if you heard me say that and you heard Craig say that and you go, I got rights, what do you guys know? I'm going to be straight with you. I want to be sympathetic. But you're one of those people who can't see past the truth. You're not allowed to tell a judge to shut up. A judge is allowed to tell you to shut up. And you know what you do? You shut up because they're in charge. It doesn't matter I feel right, I want to be right, or anything else like that. The judge says something, yes, sir. And if you have a problem with it, you appeal the ruling. That's the way that works. Well, this attorney was told to shut up conservatively 3 or 4 times. And if you watch that video, please look it up. The judge said you were supposed to file this form. And the attorney, well, I didn't know that. I had no idea. And the judge goes, well, I can't hear this until you fill out the form. Well, I didn't know that. Okay, well, I'm telling you, got to go downstairs and fill out the form. This attorney was absolutely wrong. Had no idea what he was talking about. And in fact, when he admitted to the judge, oh, I didn't know that. I hate looking like an idiot in front of a judge. And I sure as hell aren't going to argue past my stupidity, but he did.
Oh, really?
He did. Oh, come on. You remember that time where we found out that
I remember a lot of times, Jeff. I remember standing next to you about 75 years ago when we were both public defenders.
When we knew nothing.
I remember a particular judge, and she had a rule in her courtroom, and she said, if you are going to come up here and plea, you have to have the plea form filled out. And I don't know, 30, 40, 50 times she said, Mr. Kaufman, do you have the plea form filled out? No, Judge.
And you know what normally happened? We went through with the plea. See, it's really.
No, you didn't tell her to shut up.
No.
You didn't take it that far, but you did. You did try to not comply.
Oh, okay.
So I would think of all the people on the planet that would have any sympathy for this person, it would be you.
No, because here's the thing: this judge had a sign on their door.
Fill out this form.
No, the sign. She was in criminal court. She was a judge for criminal court. Okay. Now, certain judges are biased as hell in their criminal courts. We know that. But this one was married to the actual state attorney.
Doesn't matter. She was still impartial.
She was still impartial. She was supported in her election by the state attorney. And she said, I'm absolutely impartial. We knew she wasn't. And this was my way of revolting a little bit. This was my way of just kind of getting my way every once in a while because I didn't like it. But if she said to me, Mr. Kaufman, you need to be quiet, what would happen?
Oh, you'd be quiet.
I would be quiet.
You wouldn't disrespect her, but literally
this attorney
in front of her face
kept at it. And she kept saying, I'm going to hold you in contempt. She kept saying that to him. And this is it's not a great thing when your side is what your side is. And this person was trans. It was a man.
The attorney was trans.
The attorney was trans, so he's biological female. He's got a full beard, everything else like that. And the judges were using their pronouns. He, sir,
really?
he's
okay.
She was respecting his things, which I absolutely. They keep telling the guy to put his hands behind it. Finally, she says, you're under arrest. And the dude resists arrest. I mean, literally fights it, everything else. And they have 3 deputies doing it. And I want you to know when somebody steals something, you know what they call cultural appropriation?
Uh-huh.
This trans man was screaming, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm going, oh my God, he's doing a George Floyd. And I was like, this is happening. And then he goes, I want a female officer.
Oh, really? And what would that purpose be?
This attorney to the trans community is the equivalent of Bernie Madoff to the Jewish community for me. I want to distance myself from this person.
You kind of give away the whole game, though, when you do something like that, right?
I was
for the rest
you
of your
can't do
life,
that,
no
dude.
one's going to take you seriously.
No, you can't do that.
Not that very many people were taking you seriously before.
But
at least the judge was.
No,
but
listen, everyone was taking this seriously, and I can understand.
Except for the person.
There's dignity and respect. But to completely kill your community in one moment, I'm going, why? What were you thinking? And I'm sure afterwards he's going, ooh, I shouldn't have done that. And I felt, I was sitting, it was like watching a train wreck where you can't turn away from it. So if you're watching TV and you see all these things in the TV.
She got, that lady took a little too much testosterone, I think, maybe, in trying to become a man, because it forced her to try and fight 3 officers. You might need to talk to your hormone doctor and pull that testosterone down.
If you've ever been in a courtroom and seen a bailiff come over to you like you're getting arrested, normally the first thing you do is apologize. I've had those moments where I was pushing it, and the judge got a little angry at me, and I knew, nope, stop it.
I think I've been next to you every time that's happened too.
Yeah,
Jeff, don't say
There's a difference between being passionate and putting yourself in a position where you are telling the court, I have no respect for you and you can't do anything.
Do you remember, Mr. Kaufman, are you saying this is a fraudulent document?
Ugh.
I'm standing next to you going, don't say that. Don't say it. Don't say it's a fraudulent document. Don't say it.
Oh, okay.
Don't say it.
Okay. Realize this, a trial is not done by one person or 2 people. When you see the 3 people at the table, believe it or not, those 3 people didn't do the majority of the work. They have great paralegals and great assistants who are putting this stuff together for them. And you trust these people. And you can't go over everything they've ever done. For example, we were in a courtroom and I was trying to keep this piece of evidence out. And I had made it clear to my team, listen, don't put this evidence in. It's not fair. It's not good. It shouldn't come in. It absolutely shouldn't come in. And I told that to my associate who's working with me. I got this, Jeff. It's perfect. We're standing in a courtroom in Tennessee, and the judge goes, I said, Your Honor, this can't go in. He goes, Mr. Kaufman, you're the one asking it to be in. No, I'm not.
No, it was
this attorney.
You have this person listed on your witness list.
You supplied the document.
That's only because if you're going to allow this witness to testify, which we think you shouldn't, but if you do, then we want to be able to call him for our purposes as well. But keep in mind, our argument is that you shouldn't allow this person. The judge did not appreciate that nuance at all.
And showed me a document that I signed, that I submitted the document. Did you sign this, Mr. Kaufman? No. The moron who worked for me did it. And I remember standing there going, did this just happen? Did I just put in evidence that
no?
I to this day, I sit there and I'm kind of like going, wow. And every once in a while I get a call from somebody go, hey, this person used to work for you. They're applying for a job here. And I'm not allowed to say they suck.
They listed me, huh? That's surprising.
Ooh, that was a mistake.
Yeah, you don't have to say this. Oh, you can just say, wow, that's surprising. I'm surprised that they would admit that they worked here. Huh.
Yeah. And you know what?
I don't really have anything to say, so just make your own decision.
Now, depending on whether I like the law office that they're planning to work for, they're great.
Oh.
They're fantastic. In fact, you should make him run the place. He's that good. God, we've had so many. How many lawyers do you think have worked for us over the years? I mean, this firm, the last firm, it's got to be thousands. And I remember they were coming in and out. We were getting remember the one? The one goes, I'm not feeling it.
We had 4 sets.
Could you imagine having an attorney under you and he refuses to go to trial? He refuses to go to a hearing and we don't find out till he refuses to go. And then afterwards, you ask him why he didn't go. And he goes, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. That's the human beings that exist now. No matter doctors, lawyers, accountants, you're always going to have that one dude or dudette who's like, I'm not feeling it. And you can't be, when you have the responsibility of taking care of people, you always have to give them your best, even when they're not their best. Because we have a lot of people. Sometimes they're racist, sometimes they're prejudiced, sometimes they're mean, sometimes they're criminals. You don't pick your clients. You find this out
Sometimes
afterwards.
they're anti-Semitic, Jeff, as you well know.
Yeah, that's
You
always
tell the
great.
story?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't tell. No, we were in trial, and our client, who we were killing ourselves for, at the end of the day, I was trying to make her feel good. At the end of the day, I was saying, hey, listen, I know this was a tough day. And I do that because it's very hard on them. However hard it's on me, I know it's 3 times on them because it's their future. And at the end of it, I told her everything else. And she made a comment that the other side, that they call this guy, the black Jew. And you were standing right next to me.
I don't believe she said
it. And I said, I gave her a hug. I said, well, have a good, we'll see you in the morning. And
you handled it.
You said to me, you go,
I couldn't believe
what did she say?
Well, I heard what she said. I said it incredulously. I heard her, but I just couldn't believe my own ears,
Listen, you're not going to fix that. You're not going to fix people's basic nature. If the only thing they'll say is, oh, well, he's not like them. That's what racist people do. If they have a friend who's of that particular persuasion, religion, creed, color, whatever, they always say, well, you're not like them. Some of the most racist people in the world know people who are different religions, creed, color, whatever. But they always...
Why are you looking at me?
But their argument is always going to be the same. Well, you're not like them. Because they believe the stereotype or whatever myth is out there. So, yeah, like Bernie Madoff is all Jews are Bernie Madoff. Or Weinstein. Or Jeff, Epstein. The sad thing is I have a brother-in-law.
Epstein?
I had a brother-in-law named Dr. Jeff Epstein.
Really?
Fantastic doctor. I can't imagine going, who's your doctor? Oh, that's Adolf Hitler. What?
I mean, Epstein.
What's his name? I'm sure there is an Adolf. What's the odds of people naming their kid Adolf?
Come on. There's no one that keeps in the last name.
Not Hitler, but Adolf.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of Adolfs.
Yeah, but come on.
But if you're,
why would you tag your kid with that?
If your family name is Hitler, I can't imagine you keeping the last name. Whatever. Are there any Hitlers left? I wonder if there's any people in the world.
They probably spelled
Hitler.
it's spelled Heitler.
Hitler.
I guarantee there's some Heitlers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna do some research and we'll contact the guy named Adolf Hitler and we'll say, Adolf, how you doing? I've never met an Adolf.
You never met an Adolf?
Never.
Huh.
I've never in my whole life. Look at this. The surname Hitler still exists today, though it's extremely rare and mostly unused in Germany. Could you imagine? Oh, I'm from France. It's okay.